Mario Party on the PlayStation. Huh. Oh my lord. Whee! Welcome to Dogo's channel. Sony recently released a game called Dreams on the PlayStation 4, which allows players to create a game within the game. And this immediately led to people creating games with their favorite Nintendo characters, their favorite Nintendo franchises. Some okay, most of them nightmarish. But today we're going to examine the Mario, the Zelda, the Animal Crossing, the Pokemon, the Mario Party, the Mario Kart, and the Super Smash Bros. Games within the PlayStation 4 game, Dreams. Let's start probably the best of the Mario clones, Super Mario Infinity. This game looks fantastic. Mario, Koopa Troopa, Mushrooms, Goombas, they're all here and in wonderful HD. Bare bones? Yes, but definitely Mario. All the Mario moves are here, like the triple jumps, the punches, the wall kicks, but none of the controls are as tight as Nintendo does it, and it glitches a lot, but it's not horrible. The demo is only one level, and it's honestly pretty impressive that a fan just made a Mario game this close on the PlayStation through Dream. But let's take it back to 2D Mario. Faded, blurry graphics with an unimpressive mix of Game Boy, NES, SNES, and Paper Mario, because why not just squish them all together when you have the capabilities? Now this is not horrible yet again, and I actually do sort of like to mix the 2D and the 3D graphics along with a Paper Mario rendering on the Mario World sprite. The game is only 5 levels long, but the last level blows everything the game had going for it. They swapped out to having an extremely horrible controlling Bowser who just sort of flops around like a dead fish here. It's completely out of place, and thus begins the first bit of a series of nightmares. Mario Party, the worst rendering of Toad and Donkey Kong I have ever seen, but it gives us a selection of 6 mini-games from the Mario Party series. Hot Jump Rope starts off with a literal snail's pace and then proceeds to never change the speed. Hexagon Heat forgets it's a party game and makes you play by yourself. Candlelight Flame has Mario and Luigi being creeps to poor little Yoshi as we wander around in the darkness here. Then they proceed to shoot him point blank with the water gun, but can't extinguish the flame if their life depended on it, leaving the game impossible to lose. Balloon Burst presents you with the most awkward looking Bowser in Mario history, who is probably thankful when you make him finally explode. And Mecha Marathon goes back to playing alone again with some sweet flight animations. Super Mario 64, if it was drawn by a kindergartner, is the next Mario clone and starts off looking nothing but great. But it is nothing but the hub world and nothing to actually do or accomplish because none of the doors will open. Leads us on to the next Mario clone, Super Mario Sunshine featuring Yoshi, who is amazing at these drive-by eggings. The running is actually really awkward, but the world looks great. Nothing to do or accomplish except I found this huge Yoshi egg, which also does nothing. But then I learned the priceless tongue animation and became the new focus of the game. But you can also nuzzle the wall. Classic. Next, imagine Mario Kart with no items, fellow racers, or fun, and you've got Mario Kart on the PlayStation 4. This is made by someone who must hate Mario Kart. Then back to 2D Mario that has no point, but just to show off some of the game history, or video game history, in the background. I don't hate this one, but it's not really a game so much as an interactive slideshow. But enough of Mario, let's move on to Donkey Kong. It only took 25 years to make the game to look worse than when it first came out. This game was horrible, as you can tell, but then a game called Donkey Kong Odyssey came up, and at first I was just laughing because of this animation, but the game itself is actually an extremely solid game. It plays like a 3D Donkey Kong platformer perfectly. The core enemies were there from the original series, music was great, tone was that of Donkey Kong as you could get, and most of all, it was actually just a fun game to play. It had some length to it. Not just one small level to show you what it could accomplish, but an actual game. This is probably the best dream game of the Nintendo ripoffs that I came across. Next, we had Animal Crossing, and it quickly became a snooze fest of text overload. Literal overload where text started to appear over the text, making it impossible to read, but I did enjoy the apple hunt and apple picnic before the game came to a close. Plus the graphics were fantastic. Pokemon is a remake of Pokemon Red and Blue. Starred in Ash's house, but you got a PS4 here instead of a Super Nintendo. Ash is finally moving up in the world, and you can't go in Professor Oak's house or really do any exploring, but check out the cool see your Pokemon animation. I like it, even though Ash lost all of his fingers. Huh. The battle system here is horrible, but you can't see, well, because you can't see your Pokemon and the other Pokemon, they can't attack you. So what's the point in even fighting the battle? The game stops after Route 1, fine looking game, but zero substance or fun included. Zelda comes next, and this is how I wish Link ran in all of the official games. So much urgency and that little flip of the tunic to show the speed couldn't be better. The game has no enemies and just have to race to the finish, which Link is evidently well equipped to do. Then overhead Zelda is back, but everything is so hard to see. It reminds me of the PlayStation 1 graphics, but why would anyone want to create this? It was the worst aspect of the PlayStation. Link roams around in an empty world making Link noises, so I guess this is Zelda canon now. Now finally, a Zelda game that looks great. Temple of Time has never looked so perfect, but then ruined again. Link runs like he's a mischievous kid who just stole a cookie from the cookie jar. Hee, Grandma will never know who took the cookie. I can't take this character seriously who has a tunic flip and runs like this. But back to Super Nintendo Zelda, but starts on the first boss, and while having cool graphics and its neat take on it, doesn't explain what to do in the game at all, and you just sort of look around at the animations. It's fun. Next on is one that had promise. It was like a painting version of Hyrule. The running finally looked natural, and it looked like a PlayStation 4 version of Zelda, but then again, ruined as always. The most awful horse riding animation imaginable. I mean, just look at it, it's like a stick. And Link has no animation as he's moving, plus nothing to accomplish in the world itself, left the game feeling kind of hollow. Now back to a remake of Link to the Past, and Link is now a fox, and I love this. I would play a full game like this if they made it. Plus the graphics are wonderful, it has its own little charm while paying homage to one of the greats. Come back to this game. How could they go wrong with this one now? It is a mix of two of my favorites, Dark Souls and Zelda. But they take out all the enemies. It's like Dark Souls without dying, and that's about as contradictory as you could possibly get. The graphics though do remind me of both Zelda and Dark Souls, so I'll give that to them. It's a fine looking game. Then on to Super Smash Bros., where you have 4 characters and one of them is a pickle. Sure, but you don't actually fight. It's just a contest to see who touches the other one's back first. This makes for a crazy short game that's not even a fighting game. Now, overall, I think it's probably best for PlayStation to just let Nintendo do Nintendo. I'll give them some props to all the games that were just made by fans who loved the original so much, but whew, some of these were rough. Dreams is a cool system that allows people to make games from scratch, and honestly, I couldn't do better than any of these people. However, I'm going to keep going through the games on Dream in general and see which of these games are dreams and which ones are just straight up nightmares. Thank you all for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and just go out there, find a great game to play, and have a great rest of the day.